Hey everyone, back for another video here, talking about Parachain Lease offerings again. This is going to be an executive summary of my previous video, as the previous video was about 30 minutes long. So we're talking about valuations. As with the previous video, this is not supposed to be financial advice. Please do your own research before you think about buying or selling or participating in any of these sort of events. Let me just recap what I said previously. What we know from the Akala team, so they are launching Karura, is that there will be 11 million tokens total that will be available as PLO rewards. Now, we don't know if that is the only PLO reward or how it's going to work out later. We know there's a fixed total supply, and we know that this is the total reward available for a PLO, but there could be multiple PLOs if they want to be a parachain over multiple slots. This is the part that I don't quite understand yet, but these are the numbers that we've given. If, let's take that number as true and to do one PLO and that's it, then we want to ask how many Kusama tokens will be chasing that PLO. So if it's a 10% participation rate, which is probably a bit high, we would have 1 million Kusama tokens chasing 11 million Karura tokens, therefore 11 Karura tokens per KSM. If we could assume a 1 billion market cap, as I did in my previous video, then 11 multiplied by $10 per token gets a total reward of $110. This is probably a bit high, this participation rate of 10%. Let's change that to 1% and let's walk through some scenarios. 1% participation rate, so it's 100,000 KSM. If the market cap is 100 million, then the reward here is the same because we have reduced the participation rate, but we've also reduced the market cap for this example. So $110 total reward. If the market cap is 500 million, then the total reward is 550, and a 1 billion market cap with a 1% participation rate, this rather than 10% I said before, then the total reward is 1,100. So let's do a comparison. Let's compare that with holding Kusama. If you hold Kusama and let's say that it doubles over the next year, then $450, which was a reasonable price, it's lower now, doubles. So then total portfolio would be $900 for every KSM. Therefore, the reward is 450. If you hold Kusama, it doubles. And let's say you also do staking. If we assume 20%, which is maybe slightly generous, then a total portfolio per KSM is going to be 1,080. Therefore, the total reward is 630. Now let's do the comparison between that 630 and the previous values. So if you hold Kusamas, so let's hold, you hold one KSM and it doubles, and you also lock it for the PLO. That is one choice versus the other choice, which is to hold KSM, it doubles, but you also decide to stake it, and there's a 20% staking reward. So you have to do one or the other, or just hold KSM. So you hold KSM and you do nothing, or you hold KSM and you lock it for a PLO, or you hold KSM and you stake it. Then if you do this staking, then you get $630 as your reward. Now, here's where we're going to compare that to the Karura PLO. So KSM doubles and you lock up for the PLO. If it's a 100 million market cap, as we said before, your total reward is going to be the Karura tokens reward plus the doubling of your Kusama, so 560, which is less than 630. So obviously in this scenario, the PLO doesn't quite make sense. If the market cap could be 500 million over the space of a year, so over the space of the auction, not of the auction, sorry, of the lease period, then your total reward is 550 from the Karura tokens, plus the doubling of the KSM reward, and therefore your total reward is $1,000. In this case, buying into the PLO would make sense. And then if it's a 1 billion market cap, which I'm not sure is possible, yes, it's a bull market, so it could happen, but this is also Karura as opposed to Akala. Akala, I would say for sure. Karura, I'm not so sure. If it does go to 1 billion, then of course your total reward is going to be $1,550. And again, just to break that down, you get the reward from the PLO and you get the reward from the doubling of the KSM. Now, we don't know what the participation rate will be. If the participation rate is high, then these rewards go down. If the participation rate is lower, then these rewards could be even higher, which would be great. We don't know. In the previous video, I was a little bit negative about PLOs. Here, maybe I sound a bit more positive because I'm showing a scenario where obviously you can beat the staking reward. Here's another scenario. Here's something else that you could do. You could actually sell your Kusamas instead and buy Karuras in the open market. So let's just say that we sell for the same 450, which, yeah, it's high now, but let's say it's possible. Let's say that you could buy in the open market at 100 million and then sell at 500 million, say, a year later, roughly, or whatever the period of the lease is, then that's a 5x return. So you started out with 450, you multiply that by 5, obviously, and that gets you to 2,250, subtracting your total, subtracting your initial input money, which is $450, then your total reward is $1,800. In that case, it's actually better to buy Karura tokens in the open market than it would be to participate in the PLO. I don't think many people are thinking about that. So PLOs can make sense. If the participation rate is low and the market cap is high, then yeah, it makes sense. If the participation rate is high or too high and the market cap is too low, then it's not so good either. So that's pretty much everything that I wanted to say. I just want to remind you that we have a Discord and we have a Reddit. Thanks for watching.